And we're back, America. Great to see you again. Clint Quagmire here with my great buddy, as always, John Hancock. John, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. And America, we haven't seen you since the last election, and it's been a great couple of months. President's been doing great. He's been having a great time, and he's been making this economy very, very good. And you know what time of the year it is? Late November. What do me and my buddy John always do? We give you the special of the... And John, can you tell us what that special is this year?
Yeah, we're going to be talking about mass media, interest groups, and then about how political perspectives tie into all of that.
Yeah, and the mass media and interest groups, how they really shape the ideas of America when you don't even know it. And first thing we're going to talk about is mass media, and you see it everywhere. You guys got all the TVs with all the silly knobs on it at home. I think they even got antennas now.
Yeah, something like that.
Going crazy, The radios, all your silly cell phones with all those applications and junk on there. I mean, it's twisting your mind and you don't even know it. John, how do all these sources of media sway the views of the voting population?
In our everyday lives, we're always watching TV, and it's whenever we turn on the TV, we watch the news, and we see what these political figures are doing. It really sways our minds to one way or the other, and they're really influential to our everyday lives and what we think on these people. And it's very big in our society today with all the technology we have.
We're going to send you over to a clip of we took last year from the election of one of our losing candidates, Adolf Smittler, in one of his commercials he funded against Jimmy Neutron. Let's send it.
Hello? Oh, hey man. Jimmy did what? No way. What an idiot. Oh, sorry. That was my running mate, Schmitty, Werbenjagerman Jensen. Just told me that Jimmy Neutron was caught doing black tar heroin again. Now answer this, America. Do you want a president that does drugs or a good American man like me?
And another mass media commercial made by president candidate Muhammad Abdul Jabbar.
Hello, my name is Muhammad Abdul Jabbar. My presidential competition, Adolf Smittler, claims to be an American man, but I don't believe that. I say we ask for his long-form birth certificate. I think he is not an American man that we believe he is.
So those two commercials are a great example of how just one little thing can affect not only one candidate's position, but both. So let's go into Adolf Smittler's first commercial. What do you think about that?
No, I think Adolf Smittler's commercial was really a big part in his running and then trying to get the presidency. And I think people overall thought that he wasn't serious about it. He was talking down to his other candidates, and overall Jimmy Neutron won. And I think it was because he wasn't talking down to his other competitors, and the people respected that. And that's how mass media affects this. It really persuaded people to go in the opposite way with this video that everyone had seen.
I know, it's just almost immature, would you say? I mean, that's a great word I'd like to use, immature, just to attack another candidate. It shows that he doesn't think he has enough firepower to win the race in general, and I didn't think so either. And a little bit on the scarier side, we go with Muhammad Abdul Jabbar, and he just went on and attacked him, and I'm going to be honest, I peed myself a little when I watched it the first time. And so can you elaborate on that one a little too?
I think that was a really scary one, to be honest. I don't think that anyone was expecting that from him. He was a strong candidate, and for him to come out there and make that video and question the citizenship of a different candidate, I think that was just a deal breaker for him. And again, this is mass media. This is what it does. It really ruined his chances for even having a shot at being a president. And that's just our today's world with all the technology we have.
So we're going to segue into the media as a whole, such as media stations, radio stations, and such like that, and how they are biased towards candidates and how that changes your views back at home. And as we look at the last election, many newscasts took sides, as usual, and shaped the views of the Americans. And John, when we say that, what do we really mean by them taking sides and them shaping the views?
Like you said, they're going to pick a side. They're not going to be in between usually. And this is what the sites or the commercials, wherever the mass media is going to do. They're going to pick a side to choose one, and that's what is persuading the people to go on one or the other. And so basically, they're going to go on that side, and they're going to be strong with it, 100%. They're going to go with it to persuade the people to go in that way and pick in their favor.
So now we're going to segue into our second part of the special about how interest groups, lobbyists, and PACs, political action committees, really fall into influencing the political process, all that junk and all that stuff that you guys really, really love back at home. So, my man John, why don't we start with interest groups?
Just about any interest group that you can think of has a presence in Washington, and what they're going to do is they spend money to maintain this presence, and there's a ton of things that they're going to do to have their presence, but they're spending the money, they're getting their name out there, and that's what they're doing. And these interest groups are making a name for themselves, and they have a certain topic that they're very feel strongly about, and whether that's gun rights or anything other like that, but they do have a strong topic they feel about, and they get their name out there by spending money and getting with these. And Glenn, now can you tell us more about lobbying?
Yeah, and lobbyists, basically a little overview on them is they get paid by companies to go lobby members of Congress, members of the government, people running for office to lobby or sway their decisions to something that the corporations that they're being paid by want. And in return, if they are successful, the companies that are paying them make tons and tons and tons more than what they are paying the lobbyists. So in the end, it works out really well for the companies. And the last thing we're going to be talking about is PACs. And John, can you tell us about that?
Yeah, what PAC is, first of all, stands for, it's a Political Action Committee. And what this is where the candidates get the big bucks. And, with these people, they collect contributions, everything they can. And this is where all the money comes from when they run. And this is a big part of the running part and the money, and this is the big chunk of that.
Yeah, you're damn right it is.
Glenn, tell me how these all tie together and how they influence certain things.
See, interest groups, they influence the presidential process and the presidential candidacy because all presidents want interest groups on their side because they got the money that can power you forward, and they can give you money to help you do what you want. And then we go to PACs, political action committees, and they have the big bucks. They collect the money to help you advertise, get your name out there. And lobbyists basically, they're paid to change your mind of Congress, of government, to help the companies that they work for. And so all three of these major influences on all the population and all the government. Now, in the last part of our segment, we are going to introduce political perspectives and how they influence the political process. So, first off, we're going to start with liberalism. And many people are liberals in this great, fine United States of America. And basically, for you who aren't liberals, the basic principles of liberalism is it's founded upon liberty and equality. It's made for free and fair elections. They go on civil rights, freedom of the press, freedom of religion, private property, individual rights. Basically, they like to be individual. They like to have freedom. And right now, we're going to take you to what a liberalist would look like.
That is just a great example of a liberal. Man.
I'd say so, yep. No,
Yep.
Just keep talking, going for it.
And now we're going to be talking about libertarianism. And libertarianism is liberty to the highest extent.
Mm-hmm.
It's someone that doesn't want a lot of government involved with their lives and their individual liberties.
Mm-hmm.
So that they're very much independent and want to be on their own without the government having to be involved with their life.
Exactly. Now let's take it to an example of a libertarianistic person.
Okay, but now we're going to be talking about progressivism. And
okay, John.
So basically what it is that these are the people that want to advance society to the highest possibility and the fastest they can, whether it's science or whatever it is. They want to advance it the fastest they can and the highest they can.
Now let's look at one of those type of people right now. Wow. Couldn't have represented that better myself. This is a great show, isn't it?
Wow.
All right, now
I'm
we're going to go
excited.
to the conservative side of the spectrum. And conservatives are kind of on the other side of liberals, and they want to retain tradition. They're more traditional type of people. They're more with social stability. They want to develop slowly, don't go ahead of the curve, and limited government on business and economic purposes. So, Mark, why don't we take it to conservatism?